I don't even know if anyone will ever see this, but welcome to me talking about my weird homeless people experiences. I've always been a fan of storytime YouTube channels, so I thought I have a few weird stories that I could tell. Not many. Might be few and far between. But here's two of them at least. I don't even know if I'll be able to make these last very long because they were very brief, but they were sort of funny. I guess some people are just prone to weird experiences sometimes with certain things. So anyways, I'm gonna go in chronological order, which means by date, right? Is that how words work? I don't know. Anyways, my first one happened like a couple years ago, like 2016, 17. Well, my camera still likes to show off for no reason. Maybe I should figure out how to fix that. Anyways, hopefully I fixed it. I don't know. I don't actually know how to work a camera, I guess. Anyways, so like a couple years ago, 3-4 years ago, I was coming home from somewhere, and I don't remember where. I got dropped, so I lived in a building where I lived on the 3rd floor, and I had a deck, like a big deck on one of the sides on the 3rd floor where we go into the apartment, and then the stairs went all the way down to the parking lot, and oh shit, is my battery? Is my battery dying? I don't know. Anyways, I got home, I went up to my apartment, but I decided I didn't want to go inside. I wanted to go for a walk because it was a nice night and I had too much energy and yada yada whatever. So I walked down the stairs and I hear hey, do you have the time? And I was just like, and oh wait, I don't remember if I mentioned this before, but actually I just kind of did. I said it was a nice night, but it was nighttime, okay? It was dark. I didn't see anything. I just heard a noise from beside me being like, what time? Do you know what time it is? And I was just like, what? So the place I lived at on the 3rd floor, it had like a deck and like a big porch on one side, and then below it was another porch of equal size that was pitch dark, that I couldn't see anything because it was nighttime, and it goes into like a large hair salon that operates below the apartment because it's like a commercial building. And so I wanted to go for a walk, so I went from the top part instead, but I didn't go inside. I went from the top part down. The stairs down don't go to the porch beneath it, it just goes to the parking lot, like next to the building. So they're not connected, thankfully. So I went down the stairs. I go by like the porch that's below mine, that's a lot closer to the ground, and I hear like this noise, like this like a really violent like cough, like cleared throat noise, and I was just like, what was that? And someone says, do you know what time it is? And I'm like, and I finally see that there's like a tent pitched on the that lower porch in the dark, and I'm just like, and then I take out my phone and I'm like, it's 9:30 or whatever it was, I don't even know. It was nighttime in the summer, so it was like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And he was like, thanks, do you need a place to stay? This homeless man in a tent asked me if I needed a place to stay. And I was like, no, I live here. And then I like booked it. I ran. I went on my walk. And then I lived with my uncle, so I called him and I was like, there's a homeless man pitched a tent underneath our porch on the other porch. Can do something. So like he goes there and he confronts the guy and is like, hey, like, you can't stay here. This is private property and blah blah blah. And the homeless man is like, oh yeah, I was just under here for a minute to smoke a cigarette, like, and he's like, sir, what do you mean? You pitched a tent here. And he was like, yeah. So he packed up his tent and he left. But like my uncle waited for him to leave and he like picked up his tent, put it in like one of those blue tarp things, put it on like his handlebars in front of, he had a bike there too, so he put it on the handlebars of the bike and like rode off into the night. Probably down to where all the homeless people live nearby. So yeah, I had a homeless man ask me if I needed a place to stay. And then said that he was only there for a minute to smoke a cigarette to get away from the rain, even though he pitched a tent. So moving on to like my second story, which only happened like a week or two ago. Which honestly, thinking about this story is what made me want to make this video. Hopefully I actually put it up. I think I will. Anyways, the second homeless guy, I was going for a walk because it was like a nice like 70-degree day. It felt good. I wanted to get like sun and like feel nice and all that, like get vitamin D, whatever. So I go for a walk and like I live near like a boulevard that you can like go around the boulevard, go underneath like a bridge, and then go around like the ocean. It's really pretty. I'm not good at explaining things, but like just imagine like a nice walkway around the ocean that like some of the parts are pretty high up, they're not right next to the ocean, and so there's like homeless people that kind of live over the edge of where like the high up places are. So it's going around, and before I even got to the high place, there's this homeless man like blaring music like through in a like a battery operated radio like in his shopping cart. So I see him and I like go by and past him as fast as I can because like even though it's broad daylight and there's people around, something about like homeless people still scares me a little bit. Like, you don't know what kind of like mental illnesses or anything that they could possibly have going on for the reasons behind them being homeless. Like most of them are just completely like fine, they'll just mind their own business, but some of them are probably kind of scary. So I didn't want to like interact to even see if they were like a scary one, you know? So I like book it past them, I like continue on, and I like find like a nice place to sit like near the ocean after you go over like the high part and you go down and near ocean. Yeah, I'm bad at explaining things, but I'm just trying to give you like a picture. So I go and I sit down on some big rocks that are a lot closer to the ocean, and I hear him, like I hear his radio like getting closer again, and I was just like, oh, okay, please just ignore me, please just go by. But instead he stops. So this guy is like, do you want a drink? And I'm like, in my head I'm like, no, I don't want a drink out of your shopping cart. Like, no thanks. Like, I'm not trying to die today. So I'm like, no, thank you, please leave me alone. And then I like get up and then I like kind of like book it away, and then I ended up getting really bad blisters on my feet because I didn't plan on going any farther than where I was sitting on the rocks. but I just got spooked and I was like, time to go. I don't know how to end this, so I guess thanks for watching. That was lame. Thanks for watching. To whoever it is or does. Have a wonderful day.